Let's get straight into it. There's been some huge news for the latest One Piece set, which is coming out, PRB 01, which is the best of set. It's a reprint of older sets with all of the most popular playable cards in, and also the most collectible cards, because the news that has just come out about this set is that the mangas from the previous sets from 01 to 06, all those manga cards, this literally right here is the set list of PRB 01, and as you can see, we've got all of those manga cards. Let's just zoom in a bit more so you guys can see. So there we go, we've got all of the manga rares there from 01 to 06. We've also got the Tony Chopper manga rare, and then the new Nami manga rare, which is coming in PRB 01. So this is huge news, right? This has literally just been revealed. So yeah, shout out to this account on Twitter and the accounts here that have been mentioned. Obviously, there is some important information here that there will be a way to distinguish the difference between the manga rares in this reprint and the original manga rares. So here is an image. And again, if we zoom in, so we've got the Ace manga rare, and obviously on the left here, we've got the original OPO2 Ace manga rare. And then you can see the differences in the new PRB 01 set. So you've got a star above the code right there, and then you've also got the addition with the counterfeit One Piece logo that they've added on the corner, which is a fairly recent addition from some of the newer sets. So there is a way to distinguish the difference. Now this is obviously, I feel like it's quite controversial. I've seen a lot of comments online, on Facebook groups, Discords. There's so many opinions flying around about this. Players are saying, yeah, great, get rid of the scalpers. This will help get rid of all those people that just care about the value. So, and also this set gets a lot of playable cards out there. The whole point of this set is like, it's the best of. It's all of the best playable cards that were in demand, and they're all getting reprinted. And there's also, you know, some new cards like the Nami, loads of old arts and things like that. So it's like a, yeah, it works for both players and collectors. But with the manga rares being there, obviously for me personally, I don't own any manga rares. I pulled the Shanks myself out of a box, and I did end up selling that. But you know, I know a lot of people out there will collect all of the manga rares, and that is a collecting goal for them. And it's hard because for me personally, I think this is going to make this set super fun, right? This is going to be really exciting to open. So another thing to note is that pull rates have been mentioned, that it's going to be one manga rare per case of 10 booster boxes of PRB 01. There's also a rumor that you can get a god pack and pull every single manga rare. Now, I don't know, I don't think that's been confirmed, but you know, maybe if you're watching this video in the future, we might have some more information on that. So maybe if that is the case, I can pin a comment as more information gets confirmed and as the set gets nearer to release, because as of recording this video, we are a week away from this set coming out in Japanese. So obviously we will know that kind of information very shortly. But it's interesting because, yeah, as just someone who wants to maybe open some product, this is going to make openings very exciting, very fun, that you can hit a manga rare not only easier because it's not normally one per case, but there's just so much variety there as well. So from an opening experience, it's going to be fun. But if you're someone who has all of the manga rares, have spent thousands and thousands, because you know, some of these are like 2,000, some of them, you know, $500, but that's still a lot of money, right? Like, even if you're just someone who wants to collect something, and you know, you see it, I've seen it online, some players just bashing that, you know, it's great that people are going to lose money and be put off this and things like that. But you do need both, right? You need players and collectors for the game to just generally do well long term. And what this can unfortunately do, although the set will be really fun to open, as I've mentioned, it's definitely going to hurt a lot of collectors who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds on collecting these cards, right? And I know it's easy for people to say, oh, well, you know, you should collect them and it doesn't matter about the value. But at the end of the day, if you spent thousands and thousands of pounds of dollars on collecting something that generally holds its value and has the potential, you know, there's potential there for it to go up over time, there's potential there for it to go down over time, like those things do happen. But something like this will quite clearly devalue the card. Now, I know I did say there are ways to differentiate between the original mangas and these reprints, which some people might think, oh, well, that's, you know, that's going to help because, you know, the originals will keep their value. As making an educated guess based off of other TCGs and experience, they will go down in price. The originals will go down in price. It doesn't matter that you can tell the difference between the codes at the bottom. Like, obviously it helps to a degree, but it's not going to matter because what this reprint does by adding this other version of the mangas, which are identical except those tiny differences, it allows people that may have wanted these cards to be able to get them easier and cheaper. It makes the manga rares more accessible, and in doing that, you're going to devalue, just in general, all of the manga rares. So, I mean, if you haven't noticed already, manga rares have generally started to decline in the last month or so. I mean, let's just take the Luffy manga rare, one of the most expensive. As you can see here in the last 3 months, I mean, it's gone up and then back down. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely lower, a lot lower than it was maybe a couple of weeks ago before this news has even come out. That's obviously just one of the manga rares. You know, there's plenty of others we can look at. Shanks being the first manga rare we ever had. Even he has had a dip in the last few weeks. And then a very noticeable one is the Zoro manga rare. Just take a look at that. 3 months he's gone from 1,400 down to 800 US dollars. So, like, overall, these manga rares have been declining before this has even happened, before we've got this reprint of manga rares. So I can understand if you've spent thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds collecting these, it's not going to be nice to know that this thing that has happened right here, it's still going to be painful. Yes, you still got the cards that you wanted and you were able to collect them, but they are not worth as much money. And I think people forget that. People forget that it's like if you had a playset and you did a max rarity playset and you spent $1,000, you know, sorting this out, and then it suddenly becomes worth $100. Like, yes, you still have your playset, which will probably end up out of meta anyway, but it's not nice that you've just lost $900 of value, right? I don't care what anyone says, it's still not nice. And I know there are going to be some very rare people out there that just have no attachment. Money isn't an option, like it isn't even a problem. So if they lose $2,000, they don't care about it because it's just nothing to them. If you've got a lot of money, you know, I can understand how that is the case. But, you know, generally speaking, the average person, that's going to not be nice to experience. And if a load of collectors drop off One Piece, I feel like One Piece has had a little bit of a decline in the past month or so. Like, new sets are more accessible, easier to get. So you have lost some of those maybe flippers that have come in just to make money, which can be good because you kind of end up with just the true fans that are players and collectors and not just purely money motivated. But what this can do is you can end up losing the collectors. You can end up losing that collector base, which then just affects so much. And you do just need a balance of both for the TCG to long term do well. But yeah, as I said, I don't have any of the manga rares. So for me, it's going to be exciting for me to open this as a set. I'm going to really look forward to opening it now that this is the set list. But at the same time, is this going to be a good idea in the long run? Are you going to just put off a lot of collectors from continuing to buy these high-end expensive cards when there's the potential that you might just reprint it in a PRB 02 set that you do 6 months or another year down the line? I don't know. I guess time will tell, but I'll be really interested to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Is this good for the card game? Is it bad? Are you a player? Are you a collector? Are you a bit of both? You know, let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.